What if I told you a quadriplegic woman just wrote her name for the first time in 20 years, using only her thoughts? That's the power of Neuralink's breakthrough brain implant, and today, we're diving deep into their first female patient's incredible story. But that's just the start. We've also got humanoid robots doing your laundry, Chinese bots with supercomputer brains, robot cops patrolling streets, and even robotic bunnies hunting giant snakes in the Everglades. Trust me, you're not ready for how wild tech gets in 2025. Let's go. Elon Musk's Neuralink just pulled off something straight out of a cyberpunk novel. They just pulled off 2 successful brain implant surgeries in a single day, and one of those patients is their very first female recipient. This isn't just incremental progress, it's a giant leap for brain-computer interfaces. Meet Audrey Cruz, a 36-year-old from Louisiana who's been quadriplegic since a car accident at 16. Here's how her life changed. Neuralink's surgical robot carefully threaded 128 ultra-thin electrodes into her motor cortex. That's the part of the brain controlling movement. For context, their first patient, Nolan Arbo, got 64 threads, and some of those even retracted over time. Audrey's implant is not only more robust, but already delivering staggering results. Within days, she used the system to write her name for the first time in 2 decades. Not with her hands, with her thoughts. She's now creating digital art, mentally moving a cursor like you'd use a mouse, and planning to write a memoir about her life. Now, let's be clear, this isn't magic. The implant, about the size of a Fitbit, sits in her skull and connects via Bluetooth to a computer. When Audrey imagines moving her hand, the chip decodes those neural signals into commands. It's called telepathy by Neuralink, and it's the closest thing we've got to real-world mind control. But Audrey's not alone. Patient number 8, Nick Ray, has ALS, a disease that's left him paralyzed from the neck down. As a self-described cyberpunk fan, Nick jumped at the chance to be part of this trial. His reaction after just 1 day using the implant? He posted on X that it was so far beyond anything I could have dreamt of as an able-bodied individual. That's the kind of testimonial that makes you realize we're not just tweaking tech here, we're rewriting what's possible for people with severe disabilities. Now, here's where it gets even wilder. Neuralink's next moonshot? A bionic eye. They're collaborating with universities to develop visual prosthetics for the blind. The plan: implant 2 devices at the back of the skull, each sending electrical signals to the brain to simulate sight. Early versions will be basic, think white dots representing shapes, but long-term, they're aiming for vision better than natural human eyesight. Imagine seeing infrared or ultraviolet light. It's not just about restoring function, it's about augmenting it. Now let's shift from mind-controlled tech to something equally futuristic, but much more domestic. Imagine coming home to find your laundry not just washed, but actually loaded into the machine by a humanoid robot. That future is closer than you think, thanks to Figure 02, a 5'6" robot from California-based Figure that's making waves for its latest demonstration. In a video shared by Figure's CEO, Brett Adcock, we see Figure 02 performing what might be the most relatable robot demo yet, taking clothes from a basket and carefully placing them into a washing machine. What makes this impressive isn't just the physical action. It's how naturally the robot moves, adjusting its grip and placement with human-like precision. Adcock's kids watch with obvious delight, probably imagining a future where they'll never have to do chores. Here's the kicker. It's not teleoperated. No humans puppeteering it off-screen. The robot runs entirely on Figure's own AI model, Helix, making real-time decisions. Right now, it's being tested in BMW factories, because industrial settings are easier to control than messy homes. But the CEO has already confirmed household trials are coming soon. And Figure 02 isn't the only player. Over at 1X Technologies, there's Neo Gamma, a humanoid that doesn't just fold your laundry but talks to you about it. These bots are evolving fast. Today it's laundry, tomorrow it could be loading dishwashers or even cooking. The dream of coming home to a robot-handled house isn't sci-fi anymore. It's a near-future reality. What's fascinating is how normal this feels. A decade ago, robots were either factory arms or Roomba bumping into walls. Now, they're bipedal, AI-driven, and useful. Sure, they're not perfect yet, but the pace of progress is undeniable. The next time you dread laundry day, remember, your robotic housekeeper might already be in beta testing. Making its debut at Wake 2025, PND Robotics Atom U represents one of the more intriguing humanoid designs we've seen. This Chinese-made bot comes packed with 31 flexible joints, giving it seriously human-like movement, except for one thing: it's completely legless. Standing, or more accurately, mounted, at an adjustable height between 1.35 to 1.77 meters and weighing 61 kilograms, Atom U isn't going anywhere fast, but what it can do is impressive. Watch it in action, and you'll see it hanging clothes, moving objects with precision, and even grooving to music with fluid motions that put most robots to shame. But here's the thing. At $45,000 a pop, this isn't your future household helper. PND designed Atom U specifically as a research platform for AI training and industrial applications. It's essentially a high-tech training dummy that helps developers perfect movement algorithms before deploying them in more expensive mobile robots. The fact that it can mimic human upper body movements so accurately makes it perfect for testing everything from factory assembly motions to how robots might interact with human tools and environments. Wake 2025's showstopper might be Shanghai Electric's SUYUAN, an industrial humanoid packing staggering specs. This 5 feet 6 inches, 50 kilos humanoid is packing some serious tech. 38 joints for fluid movement, the ability to lift 2 kilos per arm, and a walking speed matching human pace at 5 kilometers per hour. But the real star is its brain, a 275 TOPS AI processor that crunches data faster than you can blink. In real-world testing, SUYUAN's been autonomously sorting and moving crates of various sizes in warehouses, showing how humanoid form factors might revolutionize logistics. Its combination of LiDAR and binocular vision lets it navigate complex spaces while that massive processing power handles real-time object recognition and path planning. The fact that these are being developed by traditional manufacturing giants like Shanghai Electric rather than tech startups shows how seriously industry is taking humanoid automation. Hold on. We're not done with Shanghai, as its streets just got a futuristic upgrade with the deployment of Xiaohu, which translates to Little Tiger. This robotic traffic cop isn't merely standing around looking cool, though its oversized white helmet and LED-lit uniform certainly do that. It's actively directing pedestrians with voice commands like "red light, please stop," while using standard hand signals to control foot traffic. Right now, Xiaohu is in a trial phase in Shanghai's Huangpu district, more of a real-world learning exercise than full deployment, according to traffic officials. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't some gimmick. Dubai's been using interactive robot officers called Reams since 2017 that can report crimes and even collect fines. Indonesia has robot cops handling everything from bomb disposal to hostage negotiations. The Shanghai Public Security Bureau is clear this is still testing, but you can see where this is heading. These bots could eventually take over high-traffic areas during major events or handle routine intersections 24/7 without breaks. They never get tired, never get distracted, just endless, perfect traffic control. The big question isn't whether robot cops are coming, but how quickly they'll become normal in our cities. Now for something completely different. The University of Florida has come up with perhaps the most creative solution yet to the state's invasive python problem: robot decoy rabbits. These aren't your kids' toy bunnies. Researchers have stuffed them with heaters, motors, and solar panels to perfectly mimic the movement and body heat of real marsh rabbits, a python's favorite snack. Here's how it works. The team at UF's Department of Biology took plush rabbits, gutted the stuffing, and installed all the tech needed to make them irresistible to pythons. When a snake takes the bait, researchers can track its location, monitor its movements, or move in for capture. It's a brilliant workaround for an infestation that's been decimating native wildlife. Burmese pythons have been nearly impossible to track in the Everglades' vast terrain. This isn't some lab experiment either. These robo-bunnies are already being field tested in collaboration with the South Florida Water Management District. Professor Bob McCleary and Dr. Chris Dutton's team are getting national attention for turning what sounds like a sci-fi premise into actual conservation tech. When you've got an ecological disaster on your hands and traditional methods aren't cutting it, sometimes you need to think outside the box, or in this case, outside the warren. Well, there you have it. The future just got a whole lot more interesting, didn't it? Between mind-reading implants and robots that can actually dance, which of these wake reveals surprised you most? Drop your thoughts below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this, and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into tomorrow's tech. Catch you in the next one.